Hey everybody, Brian Trow here. It's Monday, March 8th, and I'm coming to you from Mossy Creek Fly Fishing with your fly fishing forecast. All right, so the snow and the cold and the nasty are gone for now anyway. It was pretty chilly last night, got down in the teens. It's probably going to be the last night we're in the teens, at least here in the valley for the season, I would guess. Definitely have some 20s left, but here's the great news. It's going to be really nice and really warm this week. So we've had like 5-6 days since the rains and since the snow melt and all that. So water levels are finally kind of coming down, getting really nice, clearing up. Finally had some clear water. So water levels are perfect. And now we're about to have the warmest air of the year by far. So it looks like 60s tomorrow and maybe even 70s Thursday and Friday. So the next 4 or 5 days, things are really going to pop, all right? We had little signs of it like a week ago, but we had cold water, we had high water. But people are already coming in with reports of quills hatching. So that would be your blue quills, which are really small. They're done, they're kind of hard to see. Not to be confused with the blue wing olive, similar, but not the same. And then, of course, your quill Gordons, which are kind of your first big prolific mayfly hatch in the mountains. Those have already been spotted on the east side of the Blue Ridge. I'm sure they'll be becoming more and more prevalent over the next week or two. The other bug that we really want to talk about today and get you excited for is the little black caddis, okay? These bugs can pop at any time, all right? Especially on these warmer afternoons. Be on the lookout for them. And one of the tricks, I've seen this over and over again, one of the big things that happens when you have a nice caddis hatch, particularly around here, could be other places as well, is people get really excited. They rush right into their dry fly box. They throw on an elk hair caddis because they see these fish jumping up and trying to grab them. And a lot of times that works, but sometimes it doesn't work at all. And you see fish eating, and you see the caddis, but you're not catching anything. Caddis are really strong swimmers, okay? Unlike mayflies, which just kind of fill with gas and emerge through the water column, caddis swim to the surface. And not only do they swim, when they get to the surface, they pull themselves out of their casing quickly, and they come out dry. They don't ride on the surface of the water like a mayfly, vulnerable for minutes sometimes, where the fish can come up and just grab them. They fly away right away. Okay, so trout chase these bugs up to the surface many times only to have them get away from them at the last moment, which is pretty frustrating. And so you'll see trout sometimes literally jumping out of the water to eat emerging caddis. But the point is this: if you see caddis flying around, okay, your first inclination is to put on a dry fly, an elk hair caddis, one of the most common dry flies. But you really should fish subsurface for quite a while, okay? There's probably 10 bugs under the surface that are getting eaten for every one that's getting eaten on top, okay? And again, they're strong swimmers. So there's a lot of different ways to fish that. I personally, if it's a larger stream, I like to get upstream or across and swing wet flies. Yes, wet flies. Those things that don't have beads on them that worked for 1,000 years, okay? This is a great way to fish the spring caddis hatches, okay? The fish are still down deep. They're starting to engage with the surface. You have a bug that swims really quickly up to the surface that they don't quite feel excited to chase yet. And if they do, when you start seeing them eating on the top, go right ahead. Put on your elk hair caddis. Put it on and maybe keep a caddis emerger dropped off the back, or buckskin caddis, something like that. But I like to fish and allow my fly to sweep and swing up. And the rising up of that wet fly imitation is what really triggers them. That's like the ice cream truck is leaving the neighborhood. You better go get your moose tracks now before it's gone. All right, that's their one last little moment to go up and hit that fly. So for those of you who have never tried traditional wet fly fishing, pretty awesome way to fish, okay? And it's kind of like a tweener. You're not really nymphing. You're not totally on the surface yet, but that's because we're in a transitional period. So now, once those emergers kind of like are almost toast and they're almost gone and that's all stopping, then they'll look for the remaining caddis that may happen to be skating around or dancing around on the surface, and you'll start getting more and more action on the actual topwater. So anyway, a lot of folks come in and ask about caddis hatches, and with them starting out right now, be on the lookout for this. So see a few buzzing around in the air. They're easy to spot. They fly around like drunken sailors, right? Unlike mayflies, which are really graceful and kind of glide through the air and tuck up underneath the branch. You can see the caddis dancing all over the place. The little black caddis is in fact little, usually like a size 16. We'll get it done. And those will be around actually for like a good month or so. So blue quills, mayfly, quill gordon, mayfly, still blue wing olives, they're always around. But if there's bigger mayflies to be eaten, the trout will typically go for those. And then now your little black caddis. So these reports are going to get more fun because we're going to have brand new bugs coming on every single week, and hopefully the fishing conditions will hold up and we'll get to get out there and really enjoy using all these flies that we've been tying all winter long. All right, so a couple other words on just where to go and what to do. The larger rivers are still quite swollen. Some of them are becoming fishable. We'll give you some more updates on the bass hopefully next week. We're starting to do a little pre-spawn scouting and fishing. All right, so that's going to get exciting. The mountain brook trout streams are where it's at. All right, the Shenandoah National Park is where it's at. A bunch of the trout streams to the west in the National Forest is where it's at. They're all happening right now. Still going to do better in the afternoons, okay? Warm-ups are nice. Doesn't mean it's not going to be 28 degrees tonight, and the fishing in the morning will be a little bit slower. So if you only have a couple hours to get out, try and make them in the afternoon, all right? And yeah, enjoy spring. It's finally here, okay? We're going to get some more cold, we're going to get some more snow, but when you get 4 or 5 days back-to-back like this, where it's warm, that's what really turns things on. In fact, I think I saw a couple nights, nighttime lows in the upper 40s. That's when the water temps will start to push, okay? So we're around 41, 42, 43 degrees right now, most of the streams up high. I would not be surprised by the end of the week if we're in the 50s. Things will really take off. All right, cool. So, as always, if you have questions on where to go, what to use, anything like that, we're here for you. You can call us, you can stop by, or give us an email. All right, see you next week.